If, like me, you watch Bridgerton because it is an escapist fantasy, you are probably excited about the change from Michael to Michaela. It is not an exaggeration to say that Bridgerton has changed the face of period dramas. Because of it, the long-standing, lily-white formula that was the mainstay of period dramas has been broken. We now have a diverse, modern-centric period drama landscape, and it appears that Bridgerton is here to lead the pack again with the introduction of Michaela Sterling. Let's dive into why I am super excited about Michaela Sterling. In summary, the reasons are: 1. We get to see a female rake in the Bridgerton universe. 2. We get much-needed sapphic representation. Let's Golspians. 3. Michaela is not just any black woman, she is dark-skinned. 4. We have one more extra female lead than we expected when all this started. 5. Bridgerton always offers us a happy ending. It sure is nice to think a sapphic relationship will get a happy ending. 6. I love a gender-bending plot. 7. Michaela as a black and queer woman embodies multiple identities, hence allowing opportunities for exploring intersectionality. 8. I think Scotland allowed female heirs in this era, which might be an interesting point for Bridgerton to explore in their season. Now that you know what all the reasons are, let's deep dive into them and see why this is a new era in television. Reason number 1. What a female rake in this world looks like. Adapting a Regency-era rake offers opportunities for deeper exploration of gender dynamics and societal norms in the time period. We have seen the male characters go to brothels, travel the world, be non-virgins before they settle down. This is the opportunity we have been waiting for, to have a high-born female character in this world be a rake. It would be interesting to see how Michaela navigates being a rake in this society. It would also be a good opportunity to meet other queer women who are down for a no-strings-attached alliance with another woman. This allows for an exploration of how power, privilege, and prejudice intersect with race and gender, providing opportunities to subvert and critique societal norms, which will add a unique lens to interacting with this world, which is exciting. Number 2, she is a black sapphic. How many black sapphics can you name in contemporary media? Bonus points if they are the main character, which Michaela will get to be along with Franny in their season. Now add that she will be a black sapphic character in a period series. That is ticking many boxes in my I love this list. Point 3. Michaela is a dark-skinned black woman. Colorism is real, and in practice it tends to reduce the probability of dark-skinned women cast as love interest. Make it a dark-skinned woman and Mike is basically a unicorn. It is always nice to see dark-skinned black women cast as love interest and main characters in TV shows. Number 4. We get one more extra female lead. The setup of Bridgerton is that each season focuses on a love story between two leads. Since Franny and Michaela are both women in this case, we get an extra female lead that if the show had followed, we wouldn't have had one more female lead, which is always a good thing. According to a Forbes article from February 2024, the report titled "It's a Man's Celluloid World: Portrayals of Female Characters in the Top-Grossing U.S. Films of 2023" by the Center for the Study of Women in Television and Film at San Diego State University, the study found that 77% of 100 top gross had more male than female speaking roles. 5% of these films had equal numbers of female and male characters. Hence, only 18% of the movies featured more female than male characters. Point 5. We get to have a happy ending in a sapphic period romance. Again, based on the setup of Bridgerton, we know we will get a happy ending for each of our main pair. Which means we know we have a guaranteed happy ending for this sapphic romance. There was a while there where queer love stories were mostly tragic stories, so this is still a hard-won win. Also add the fact that most realistic shows set in the Regency era, or even in the 20th century or early 21st century, do not center queer romances, basing it on the homophobia of the eras signified by the fact that queer marriage was typically illegal in many countries around the world. Even today, only 36 of the 195 countries in the world legalize same-sex marriage, which is a shame and an indictment of our society and the human race. Considering Bridgerton is set in an alternate fantasy world, I am sure it might be even possible that Franny and Michae will get married in their season. If Bridgerton solved race with Queen Charlotte and King George's wedding, solving homophobia shouldn't be an issue. Also, even though the Bridgerton word has been very heterosexual, from what we see, and the throwaway line from Tilly to Benedict in Season 3 about how she and Paul are considerably much more open-minded than most of the people in their society, we haven't had egregious instances of intense homophobia in the universe. Therefore, again, solving homophobia shouldn't be hard for this world. Also, I note John and Michaela, a Scottish same-sex marriage might be already legal there in the Bridgerton universe. We do not know yet. Number 6, I am always a fan of genderbending. The Regency era, like many historical periods, often marginalized or excluded female perspectives in literature and historical narratives. Gender bending allows for the inclusion of female characters in roles traditionally occupied by men, thereby broadening representation and offering diverse perspectives. By gender bending a character, the show can explore different aspects of a character's personality, challenges, and interactions within the societal norms of the Regency era. This exploration can provide fresh insights and narratives that challenge traditional gender roles and expectations. Female characters in historical settings like the Regency era are often portrayed as passive or limited in agency. Gender bending allows for the portrayal of strong, complex female characters who navigate and challenge the constraints of their time, promoting empowerment and agency in storytelling. Number 7. Intersectionality. As previously stated, Michaela is a queer black woman. She inhabits what I think are three marginalized identities in the Regency era in the ton and high society. Hence, she provides representation for groups historically excluded from such mainstream narratives. The more actresses and people we get working on shows like these allows them to be represented more often both in front and behind the camera, which will be great in the future. Additionally, I would like to say the inclusion of actors of color draws attention to the often overlooked presence of black people in Regency-era Britain and other similar settings, counteracting the common misconception that such societies were homogeneous and exclusively white. Providing a rich narrative to explore intersectionality, the interconnectedness of race, gender, class, and other social categories. This dual identity introduces unique social and cultural challenges and dynamics, offering a broader scope for character development and storytelling. Number 8. Scottish law. A quick Google search assures me that when it came to Scottish law, whoever the heir was could inherit a title, and that heir could be female with no restrictions to that. So in contrast to Britain's only male heirs can inherit law, it might be possible that in the real-world Regency era, and even in the Bridgerton verse world, Michaela might be John's heir. In particular, if Franny and John do not have a male heir, by the time things happen, Mike might be the next in line to inherit the estate and the title of Earl Kilmartin. This will be an interesting contrast to the issues we saw the Featheringtons and the Mondriches be entrenched in, where a male heir was a prerequisite for the inheritance of a title and the estate. With Michaela being titled and inheriting the estate, there might not be need for a loss of station for either of them when John dies, also making them being together much easier for them. In conclusion, the inclusion of a character like Masali Badu's Michaela mirrors contemporary discussions on race, gender, and representation, making historical narratives relevant to modern audiences. And I for one will be seated. I hope this got you as excited as I am for this change. Team #Frantula all the way. Such changes can be met with resistance or criticism from those who prefer traditional portrayals. However, they can also garner appreciation for promoting diversity and challenging norms.
Do not forget to subscribe and like if you enjoyed this. Toodles!